everybody, today I am bringing you a layout with this square collage of photos from a recent family reunion, and I'm calling this Impromptu Reunion because it was put together pretty quickly. One of the things I'm doing is I had intended to use that green paper as a background for the black paper there, this kind of stripy black paper, and when I laid it up against it, I realized that the green paper, I had cut part of it off already, so it wasn't 12 by 12 any longer. So one of my things as I'm working with this is I love the green. I want it in there because I think it really highlights pieces of the layout. You know, there's a lot of green in the photos. There's a lot of green in those photos. So I think I need that green to bring it out. I would have really loved it as the background, but I don't have it and I don't have another sheet. So in the interest of just time and not wasting a lot of time, I just cut that as a frame for the collage of photos. And I do my photo collages in PicMonkey. I don't pay for the site. I don't pay for the, I guess it's a website. I don't pay for it. I just use their free programming. So what I decided to do now is there's also a lot of blue in that paper, and it would make a great, blue would be a really great background. So I grabbed my supply of blue cardstock, and that's how I use cardstock, is I just use it for backgrounds. I don't tend to, and I use it as frames for backgrounds. I don't tend to use cardstock for layouts. Every so often you'll see me do it, but not often. So the colored brick paper there that I'm using is from Jelly Bean Soup Hello Healthy Soup, and it's called Cup of Chow, which is CIAO, just so that you know that. Which is, I guess, Italian for healthy now that, or hello, I should say. So that makes sense, the Hello Healthy Soup. The green dot paper there that I used is from Jelly Bean Soup Winter Tortellini and Spinach Soup, and it's called Fresh Basil is the name of the paper. And then the navy cardstock that I chose is Basil in the Admiral color, and I believe I get that at Hobby Lobby. I just buy it in, like 10 sheets at a time when I run out, just because that makes it, easier for me. I use a lot of navy cardstock right now. One of the cool things is some of the newer collections that are coming out have a lot of navy in it, and the collections for the last couple seasons have had navy. So what I'm doing there is I'm pointing to that journaling cut apart there. So I'm just going to grab that from this sheet, and the cut apart sheet there is from Hello Healthy Soup, Jelly Bean Soup, Hello Healthy Soup as well, and it's bite-sized bits that is from. And now that I think about it, in my last layout, if you were watching me, the background of this is a blue gingham paper, and I was confused by it because I was thinking bite-sized bits were only the cut-aparts, but really there is a paper on the back of them. So if you happen to watch my last layout about So Where Are the Fish with my grandson and his grandfather, the blue gingham paper is the bite-sized bits paper. So anyway, I liked that journaling card because it really works well with the theme. It's a little pink camera that says Caught on Camera, and I was just taking these photographs of the reunion. So it's kind of fun that, they're caught on all of these people are caught on camera. And I said impromptu reunion because one of my great cousins, I guess, I don't know what to call them, cousins a couple times removed or whatever, was going to be in town, and very impromptuly, kind of spontaneously, one of my aunts threw a reunion together, and it was really fun to see them and my relatives. I come from that side of my family's pretty big, and we don't get together all that often, so it's really fun to get to see everybody and to get to see my cousins' kids as they're growing up. So that's the little people in this are all my cousins' kids. So that was great, and I love that photo in the bottom right corner. That was a fun shot. It's one of my favorite shots of the day. And then the one with the little boy with the bandana is kind of a fun one of me too. Both of those shots totally capture their personalities. So now I am working with the die cut pack here from Hello Healthy Soup, and the die cut pack is called Pea Pod Parts, just so that you know that. just trying to decide what to do. I want to spread some of the colors around. There's both men and women on this, or boys and girls, so that flower on there is a-okay with me. I'm using in the clusters, I'm basically using pink, yellow, and aqua, although in that bottom cluster I'm going to pop some orange in there in a little bit, because I'm just looking at, I think I said in one of my last videos that I'm trying to really focus on using up these Jelly Bean Soup's sticker sheets. They have, they're a cream background, and a lot of their new collections are white. A lot of collections, period, are white now, white based. So I really wanted to focus on using these up, and the fact that I have them, they need to be used. And I think I just said that date label is from Jelly Bean Soup. It's actually from October Afternoon. This pink label here is from Jelly Bean Soup, and that's from the Birthday Bisque collection label stickers. But I'm going to use it, but I'm not sure where. So I just stuck it down to the mat. I like that idea. What I decided is that I need to figure out what my title is going to be. I know it's going to be Impromptu Reunion, but how that's going to look and what I'm going to use for letters, because that cluster on the bottom left with the flower, the size of it is going to be determined on some level by how big the title is, or how much space the title is. So I kind of want to nestle that title right between those two things, the journaling card and the flower there. And what I did right there is I grabbed a sheet of October Afternoon label stickers, and that is where the orange date sticker is coming from. It's from Daily Flash Snap Caps, Snapshots, and it's, I'm sorry, it's not label stickers, it's die cuts. So it's the Daily Flash Snap Caps, the snapshots. And that's just a nice orange label. And again, that one has, it's a cream background, so that's going to work really well with the cream background of that pink label sticker that I'll eventually put on there as well. Those letter stickers are Amy Tangerine Thickers. They're foam, and they're called Alex, and it's spelled A-L-Y-X. I really like this font. It's fun. You know, it still has pretty straight lines, but it's a little whimsical, I guess, is the way to describe that. So I'm thinking here, you know, how am I going to nestle that in? I want to use mixed alphas here because I don't want the impromptu piece to be quite so big. It'll take up too much space on a layout where the photo block already takes up quite a bit of space. So I'm going to grab my Webster's stickers, or Webster's Pages mini letter stickers. Whew, I'm having a hard time finding words today. So it's Webster's Pages Dream in Color little letter stickers, and it's the yellow version of that. It's a really beautiful kind of soft buttery yellow color. I love those Webster's Pages letter stickers. I have a couple of their alphabets. They're really tiny. They're even tinier than the October Afternoon mini markets, and I think that's a cool thing because it just keeps them, it enables you to really squeeze a little title word in there, or a subtitle. So now I've kind of have an idea of where everything's going to go. So I need to get the photo block glued down, or I'm going to have a problem because everything else will shift, and it will shift everything I'm doing. I have that pink die cut there is from the Hello Healthy Soup Peapods Parts die cuts. As are all these flowers, and because I like even everything is pretty flat here, so I'm going to want some dimension, so I will eventually grab my foam tape. You'll see me do that. Not quite yet though. I'm thinking or something. I don't know what I'm doing there. Oh yes, I am. I want another element in that cluster there because it only has 2 right now, and because the other 2 clusters have that blue flower in it, I decided to put it in this cluster as well to kind of just pull everything together. And you don't have to, you know, put the same element in everything or all the same elements in the clusters. I've talked about this before, but you can do it with the same shape. So you could do it with label stickers in different colors. You can do it with colors, so echo the same colors in your clusters, which my clusters all have pink, or will all have pink in it, and then that turquoise color. I'm looking here at perhaps doing the word impromptu in these jelly bean soup letter stickers first. It's from Alpha Beans, and it's Yam Yellow, I think is the name of this font. But when I look at it, it's too bright for this yellow that's on this page. The yellow is a softer, buttery yellow, and it just called way too much attention to what's basically the subtitle of the layout if I did it that way. So that's why I'm changing this up a little bit. So I went back to my original thought, which was the Webster's Pages Dream in Color letter stickers. And now I can get those down. I'm going to nestle the word reunion underneath that cluster, and then the word impromptu that will go above it will just kind of be nestled in there as well. So the title almost becomes part of that cluster, which that's a nice way to join elements together. And speaking of joining elements or pieces of your layout together, if you look at my floral cluster there on the bottom, that's with the orange label, that flower is touching every paper I have on the layout. So it's touching the photo, it's touching the green mat for the photo, it's touching the brick or stripe, like subway tile paper. That's the good word for it. It looks like subway tile. And then it's also touching just barely, but it's touching the navy frame as well. So when you do that, when your elements cross more than one piece or more than one part of your layout, it really helps bring things together. So when you're doing clusters, remember that. Have your piece that you're working with touch as many other parts of the layout as you can. If that makes sense. And you'll see if you look up at the top, I'm doing the same thing, or not at the top, at the right there above the journaling card, I'm doing the same thing with that arrow. That arrow is touching the photo, it's touching the green paper, it's touching the subway tile background paper, and it's also touching the journaling block. So it's touching 4 elements there, again, bringing everything together. Now the smaller cluster at the top left area there, I broke that rule a bit because it's a smaller cluster. Not really broke it, but if you look at it, the Good Times label is touching the green paper and the photo, but it wasn't wide enough to touch the subway tile. So I did that with a blue flower that's going to go up there when you see it. When you'll see it. Right now there's a yellow flower that's touching the green paper and the green paper in the photo. But I'm going to grab one of those turquoise flowers and we're going to make that cluster touch everything. So I'll try to remember to tell you that or show you that again when I actually do it. And there's the flower, and there it is. So see how that really, now that cluster, even though it's small, touches the 3 of the elements. It's not big enough to touch the cardstock border, and that's fine. I think it would look kind of funny if all of those clusters were touching that cardstock border. It's a little bit unexpected in that flower cluster that I'm working with right now. So now I'm going to grab my big roll of foam tape and put all of those turquoise flowers up on foam tape to give each cluster a little bit of dimension. Otherwise the page would be pretty flat. I didn't even actually put any enamel dots on this one. Really, I thought about it and then I decided not to, just because there's so much going on with that subway tile background. There's so much color. There's a lot of photos there, although the photo block is so big it really calls your attention to it, and the colors of that photo block are really dark. There's a lot of dark elements in it, so you get the darkness of the cardstock frame and then you get the darkness of the photos, and those sort of echo each other, and that cardstock frame holds your eye into the layout to look at that group of photos, just because you have to do something to keep your eye on the page to draw it in. Otherwise it's so busy you wouldn't be able to take it in very easily. Best way to explain that. Now I'm going to do my journaling on the card there, And I already did the date on the date label. And just a little bit about the day and how much I enjoyed seeing everybody, and especially all of the kids. All right, everybody, hope you are all well. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.